Pettersson var ute och roade sig en kväll. På morgonen han vandrade hem och var så glad och snäll. Men porten var stängd så han kom inte in. Han kastade grus på pulsen och blev högt fristin. Rackare, trömmel, rummelbott och nöt. Hon skrek och hennes mörka ögon himska blixtar sköt. Tänderna lyste, hon var i svår extas. Han måste se på järgen genom största glas. Pettersson var ute och roade sig en kväll. På morgonen han vandrade hem och var så glad och snäll. Men porten var stängd så han kom inte in. Han kastade grus på pulsen och blev högt fristin. Rackare, trömmel, rummelbott och nöt. Hon skrek och hennes mörka ögon himska blixtar sköt. Tänderna lyste, hon var i svår extas. Han måste se på järgen genom största glas. Pettersson var ute och roade sig en kväll. På morgonen han vandrade hem och var så glad och snäll. Men porten var stängd så han kom inte in. Han kastade grus på pulsen och blev högt fristin. Rackare, trömmel, rummelbott och nöt. Hon skrek och hennes mörka ögon himska blixtar sköt. Tänderna lyste, hon var i svår extas. Han måste se på järgen genom största glas. Pettersson var ute och roade sig en kväll. På morgonen han vandrade hem och var så glad och snäll. Men porten var stängd så han kom inte in. Han kastade grus på pulsen och blev högt fristin. Rackare, trömmel, rummelbott och nöt. Hon skrek och hennes mörka ögon himska blixtar sköt. Tänderna lyste, hon var i svår extas. Han måste se på järgen genom största glas. Pettersson var ute och roade sig en kväll. På morgonen han vandrade hem och var så glad och snäll. Men porten var stängd så han kom inte in. Han kastade grus på pulsen och blev högt fristin. Rackare, trömmel, rummelbott och nöt. Hon skrek och hennes mörka ögon himska blixtar sköt. Tänderna lyste, hon var i svår extas. Han måste se på järgen genom största glas. Pettersson var ute och roade sig en kväll. På morgonen han vandrade hem och var så glad och snäll. Men porten var stängd så han kom inte in. Han kastade grus på pulsen och blev högt fristin. Rackare, trömmel, rummelbott och nöt. Hon skrek och hennes mörka ögon himska blixtar sköt. Tänderna lyste, hon var i svår extas. Han måste se på järgen genom största glas. Pettersson var ute och roade sig en kväll. På morgonen han vandrade hem och var så glad och snäll. Men porten var stängd så han kom inte in. Han kastade grus på pulsen och blev högt fristin. Rackare, trömmel, rummelbott och nöt. Hon skrek och hennes mörka ögon himska blixtar sköt. Tänderna lyste, hon var i svår extas. Han måste se på järgen genom största glas. Pettersson var ute och roade sig en kväll. På morgonen han vandrade hem och var så glad och snäll. Men porten den var stängd så han kom inte in. Han kastade grus på fönstret och fick högt frittin. Rackare, trummel, rummelbott och nöt. Hon skrek och hennes mörka ögon himka blixtar sköt. Tänderna lyste, hon var i svår extas. Han måste se på kärgen genom största glas.
Hello, everybody out there on the internet. This is Gary Snow from Daiku Games and the creator of Fang, which is what we're here to talk about today. And for those that are unaware, we have been, over the last several months, I suppose, we have been doing the Fun with Fang Adventure Jam. And so let me just do a little bit of a recap about the Fun with Fang Adventure Jam. If you have not heard of this before, there's a game, Fang. You can download it for free from our website. There's a free version, and you can also find it on itch. And it's kind of got an IKEA vibe, and it's got a Swedish-IKEA children book vibe. And we had an adventure jam all summer long, and we had a bunch of nice entries that we're going to review today, and then we're going to announce the winners of the contest. And so just to give you like a little bit of background into the jam, I'm going to just kind of scroll through here. People were encouraged to make their own monsters, their own magic items. There's a lot of resources available for folks to make their own games. There's templates, there is kind of best practices. There's a whole bunch of inspiration from different illustrators out there. And so anyways, I thought it was fun. It was nice to kind of open it up to the community using our third-party adventure license. And it was awesome to have so many nice entries into the jam, and very appreciative of that, because you just never know when you put these things out there if the gaming community is into it or not. So we had the jam going through the summer. We extended dates a couple times because I think, same as me, you don't realize or recognize how much work goes into these things. So kudos to everybody that completed an adventure. Very appreciative of that. And let's just tell, if you're out there and you're going, hey, I'm stumbling across this, feel free to ask questions. If you're a jam participant, say hello in the chat. Let us know you're there. So the format of today's show, if you want to call it that, the award show, we're just going to quickly go through some of the different entries and just talk a little bit about them, flip through them. All of these are available on the Itch Jam website, which should be in the links below. But let's just jump right into it and just talk about some of the good games. So the first one that we're going to talk about is What the Witch Wanted. Now, one of the inspirations, I'm going to move myself off the screen here or back on the screen here for a sec. See if you can see. Ed Emberley is one of the inspirations, and that I posted on the Jam site, is one of the illustrators. Really, really awesome stuff. And you can see a lot of this next game gets a lot of inspiration from that. And I even stole stuff from here if I can find the right thing. Anyways, I was super inspired when I did the original game with it, and I'm just trying to find that exact page, because to me it was you never can find things when you want to, right? Let's can't find it. Oh well, okay, I'm gonna give up. But anyways, it's an awesome little book. Ed Emberley is the illustrator. And so Jeff Wrench did a very inspired version of this, What the Witch Wanted. And great formatting, great name. Just kind of flipping through here. A Village in the Cult. That's an awesome starting point for any adventure. We love our cults, and there's some hooks, some rumors, some random tables, the hermit. We love hermits, the mount, the mob scene, burning at the stake. And so for those that aren't familiar with the Fun with Fang kind of vibe, like, you know, children book, and so that, like, no art is like, it's fun to get in touch with your childhood art. I think, if you can call it that. So there's Bee Tower, Hive, there's the Bell Tower, flipping through here, and then there's like a manual or a tome that has a lot of magic in it called Nathan's Writer. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's got runestone powers. Just a lot of fun kind of little things to like kind of poke around in this adventure. And of course, a black goat and the Doomsayer map for those that are running the game. And the player map. And you can see that gnarled finger, similar to what you might find on Suppose You Met a Witch by Ed Emberley. And if you go to our the itch page, there's lots of links to really good children book illustrators. So fantastic entry. We're going to move now on to the next one, which is Trouble in the Bee Cavern. So if we flip through that, it's by Nikita Lapkov. And just flipping through that, there is Trouble in the Bee Cavern. So the bees are causing a curse, or I don't know if I don't want to spoil it. But anyways, there's some like really nice maps in here. The cave entrance, corrupted bees watch post, arcane. Oh God, you're going to have Applerist. Is that how you say it? Applerist? Chime in if you guys know. What dwells here? Cavern of Bees. One of the things I actually really liked was like the honeycomb golem. There's a false queen. There's a bunch of like honey kind of things themed. So very fun, very nice adventure. And you're battling bees and searching for mysteries there. So very fun. The next one, and by far the longest one, I won't be able to flip through all of them, the Shadowed mats. So this is by Crocoduction, and if we flip through it, not a lot of art on this one, but boy, they made up for it in content. Like if I flip through this, you can see how much work went into this. I'm trying to think about how many slides there are here. There is 170 pages of content. So they went to town on this adventure. So very appreciative of that. Let me just also kind of bring up here a few other things. Sorry, not technical difficulties, but I'm just always trying to get the best I can of information so I can actually share better info for everybody here. Okay, here we go. So let's go back to the description, and I'll just actually say it better. Trouble in the Bee Cavern. The elder from the village of Freelance asks you for help. Recently, a hive of dangerous cavern bees have settled in the nearby mountain range. Mountain rivers have provided the village with food for generations, but now the violent bees cut access to them. Starvation is imminent, and something needs to be done. So there's your hook for Trouble in the Bee Cavern. Okay, Shadow Mats, as we were going through. The adventure focuses on the exploration of medium-sized multi-level location, a sorcerer's manse, and interplay of factions therein, with a minor overarching mystery distant in the background. So as I mentioned, this was one hell of an adventure. There's a ton of information, and so I guess this would be the first Fang Mega Dungeon. Yeah, Fang Mega Dungeon. That would probably be it. So they really went to town on some of this stuff. I probably can't go through all of it, but if you download it, go to the itch page, you can download it for free. But yeah, just a massive amount of work that went into this. Not a ton of art, but there are some keyed maps and a lot of content and a lot of good stuff in there. Okay, we're going to move on to the perfect meal. So the pitch for the perfect meal is: long ago, a famous adventurer died with no heirs or friends. He created a vault deep in a dungeon to store his treasure and said that whoever could bring the vault the perfect meal would inherit his fortune. So that's the premise. And you can see here the legend of the perfect meal using the adventure, feasters, a side cutaway map that is prominent in the Fang game. Outside the dungeon, large stone heads, whirlpools, jinx ideas. There's tavern bartender Helga, the fishing room, meat processing room. So like all this is very food related. The frozen cave. So if you can imagine, you've got your all you need for creating meals, and the tasting room and the vault. So inspirations, the local IKEA. So thank you for that. That is, I should have mentioned by Ben Waters. So thank you, Ben, for entering that. Next, we are going to move on to a quest for Knox Hollow. For 1,000 years, a terrible creature known only as Duskworm has slept beneath Knox Hollow, a remote region cradled between the Everdusk Mountains and the Anakin Sea. Now, in a time of war, it stirs. So let's kind of flip through that. I love the little creature on the front. Very good vibey stuff. And you might notice this one was one of the few that kind of came in portrait. We requested landscape, but it's not hurting anybody or anything like that. But they had a really nice map here. And I should note, like, just Fang Solo's landscape, so that's kind of like what we were kind of going for. But there's a nice 2-page map here. Very good map. So just flipping through here, the port, the raiders, the bazaar, all the key location that you would see on the map. Just lots of fun kind of like sandboxy areas to kind of just poke around in. Farmstead, Valley of the Shadows. And then they did an interesting thing here with like the Doom stack with like regional Doom. So like when you hit a certain point, like there's like a doom for the entire region for things to happen that are bad. So I thought that was pretty clever. Okay, let's move on to Passion for Dummies. Passion for Dummies. Is a wandering merchant sold a book to a lonesome, and I'm going to say Haxmastar. I'm not pronouncing that right, but Haxmastar, on how to win a loved one's heart and become the perfect stay-home partner. But Haxmastar severely failed his roles and got everything wrong. So that's where you stumble into the adventure. It's basically, a love story, so to speak, by Reagan the map maker. So, and actually Reagan had 2 adventures, so we'll review them both here, but Reagan had 2 adventures. And this is the love story, and you can see some of these like really nice side images. The living forest, the dying forest, the dead forest. Some nice cutaways, as I mentioned, like that's a Fang kind of thing that we've done, going back to the old school way of when you're a kid. There's all kinds of like kind of fun things to kind of poke around here, and some I guess what you call it, audience as you're watching. The sauna, and the depths, the chamber of sadness, and the end. Yeah, and I see the note here. Love the sketch drawings by Reagan. Yeah, very good. And I know Reagan is over in Sweden, so probably not watching here at the moment, but hello if you're watching this later on. And like I mentioned, Reagan actually had 2 entries into it. So the other one, Hell's Kitchen, so another food-themed adventure. Here's the pitch for it. It said that people that come to Hell's Kitchen never leave. The food is just too good, so they stay and eat until their heart stops. The ruler of Grandland has promised you a big sack of gold and plenty of food for your hemland if you manage to bring home one of Hell's Kitchen's bacon. So you're going in there to retrieve Hell's Kitchen's bacon. Going back to the previous one that we just saw from Reagan. Really good art, nice side views, really good cutaway map here. Some sections, some nice sketching art. The secret passage, very cool stuff. Little rat. A cockroach waiter, which I thought was really fun. So everything's kind of food related. The kitchen, the dragon, some really nice illustrations in here. Very cool stuff. And once again, kind of food related, which I guess goes with IKEA. That was a lot of people's first thought. So very cool game or adventure. And now we're going to move on to Curse of the Conqueror. Okay, here's the pitch for Curse of the Conqueror. Long ago, the vicious conqueror, Fang rose from obscurity to unite the clans through conquest. He demanded tribute to be paid monthly at his castle on the edge of the wild north. So you got this, I think in our Discord, we talked about the chonky dragon on his horde. There's another cutaway view for a map, the dry moat, Conqueror's Gate, Cursed Court, the Alchemist Workshop, the Baleful Balcony, Conqueror's Horde, Ophelia's Tower, and then the Resolution. So kind of a nice, fun little dungeon for you to, or castle, I guess is more the accurate word. And then finally, we are going to bring up Raspberry Juice. For those that may not have seen, I actually interviewed Omer Shapira talking about this game already. Omer is doing a backer kit during Xenotopia. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. I'll put links to it later on up and above. And let's talk about the Raspberry Juice. So Raspberry Juice is an adventure loosely based on the plot of a popular Israeli children's book called Mitzpatel, which means raspberry juice in Hebrew. So we talked about when I interviewed Omer that this is kind of a funny little story about this mystery being, which turns out to be the rabbit, and all the other animals wanting to know who is in this secret house. And so the adventure goes, they have a race, and there's a little bit, but Omer does like a lot of different animals. So like some of the archetypes that are in Fang, he put a new spin on them. Same kind of thing, but they're animals. So it's all people that are animals that you can play, snakes, alligators. And then he really went to town on some of these rune stones and the juices in particular, which was kind of fun. Once again, kind of a food theme. And as you know, at IKEA, I think it's raspberry. Is it raspberry or strawberry juice that they have in the dispensers? Anyways, I really like that stuff. So very fun game, good for kids. And once again, Omer is doing a backer kit of this in the upcoming Xenotopia. They do a little maze here. Lingonberry, thank you. That's what it is, lingonberry. Why did I think strawberry or raspberry? Anyways. So Omer did a really good job putting this all together. And just once again, I guess take a moment just to say thank you for all the folks that put a game in. It's not easy, and I really didn't know what to expect. I was just kind of throwing it out there and seeing if other people wanted to play in this little sandbox we've created here as a community, and I'm really grateful for all those that did. And you know, everybody will be receiving, there's like a little package of Doom dice. You get some books. I'll throw some extra little books in there, so everybody will get. If you entered and you haven't given me your address, we'll send you some of these little things, the Hola books, and you can give them away. You can leave them at IKEAs all around there, whatever you want. They're yours to do it what you want. I've got some little IKEA coins, Fang coins that I'll also be sending there, and some stickers and all sorts of fun stuff. So look for that. If I don't have your address yet, please reach out to me and make sure that I have that. And then I guess we should just like move on to announcing some of the winners here. So once again, super grateful for all the entries. If you didn't win, it doesn't mean that like it wasn't high on there's like lots of tough calls here. So I know I want to thank Jim Parkin and Tom Kronhofer for doing some of the judging along with me. So the three of us kind of put our thoughts together and looked through this. And so anyways, grateful for Jim and Tom for helping out. And just to review some of the prizes. So the Gold Adventure, a $300 IKEA gift card, silver 200, and a bronze 100. So hopefully those are all things that people want. You can go to IKEA and get whatever you want. The other smaller categories, just to make sure it was kind of fun, was best art, best layout, best map, best NPC, best new monster, best new magic item, and best IKEA Swedish vibe. Best art, Passion for Dummies. So we already talked a little bit about it. Reagan the Map Maker did 2 entries and really excellent. So good art all around. Very appreciative of the effort and talent that went into making some of this art. So Reagan, congratulations on winning the best art. So that's a $50 IKEA gift card. Best layout, What the Witch Wanted. So that is Jeff Wrench. Best layout, like I mentioned, this is the Ed Emberley kind of inspired adventure. So that was What the Witch Wanted, who received the best layout. The best map, Hell's Kitchen. That was once again Reagan, the map maker. And just to kind of bring that map up again, there it is. Nice cutaway map of the side there. Okay, and the next one is, I should probably be doing some drum rolls or like building up a little bit more, but anyways, it's best NPC Horu. So I kind of went quickly by it, but Reagan did a really good little cockroach waiter. So that was a fun, everybody really liked that one. Was the best NPC. The best monster was Brunus, I can't even pronounce this. You're going to make me tough. Brunissagara. I'm going to try really hard here. Brunnis Orga. And she was like a kind of a what's the word? Like a spirit, a female spirit. And so that was a very fun kind of monster that was in that Fang mega dungeon. Best magic item goes to What the Witch Wanted. And that was for the Notten's Writer. So that's the book with a whole bunch of like kind of fun drawings with it. And then next up, we have the best IKEA Swedish vibe. And that goes to Omer Shapira, best IKEA Swedish vibe for raspberry juice, which was like really on point with all the IKEA and the Swedish-y and stuff vibes. Okay, so now we're moving into the final 3 categories. And this is the bronze, and then we'll go to silver, and then we'll go to gold. So starting off with a little bit of a drum roll. Curse of the Conqueror. So that chonky dragon sitting on his treasure trove is the bronze adventure. So thank you. And then silver adventure, What the Witch Wanted. So once again, the Ed Emberley inspired. And finally, the gold winner of the first ever Fun with Fang Adventure Jam is Passion for Dummies, which is the Cursed Love. So all of those are the winners. I will be making sure that I get those IKEA gift cards for all those that entered. Once again, very grateful for you sharing your passion with Fang and putting together an adventure. Very, very appreciative. I can't say it any better than that. I think it's fun to have other people kind of like take something that you created and make something themselves, and that's always what I wanted to do. And if anybody, you do not have to wait for a jam. If you want to make a game at any point, you can do that, and I always encourage that. So I guess going back to the Fun with Fang Jam, the next step in what I hope to be doing here in the near future, let me is, and if you haven't seen the interview with Omer, the next thing, what's going on with Fang, what's going on with everything, let's talk about that. We are going to be making a kickstarting. I shouldn't say Kickstarter, it's backer kitting the Fang Dungeon Bestiary. So in the next February 2nd, it launches. There was going to be, and I don't know if you can see that very well, but 36 monsters. There's going to be a new dwellers table to mix it up if you've got the game already. There's going to be a new objects table for just things that you discover in the dungeon, a new challenges table, because that was always a little bit lighter. It's going to be the same size, same format, landscape, 44 pages, same as the original book, saddle stitch, full color. It's going to have 36 monsters, fully illustrated. I do run into the problem of time, and there's a person, Erin Green. She teaches at a university in Vancouver, and I've been a fan of hers for a while, and she does kind of like Mary Blair style art. And I reached out to her and I said, hey, would you be interested in doing some monsters? So between me and Erin, we're going to be doing some monsters. You can see some of her good work there already, because not that we're the same, but I think close in vibe. The other thing that we will be doing is making books available of the zines for the adventure. So if you want to get physical copies of the adventure zines, and for early followers, if you follow ahead of the Kickstarter or backer kit, I'm going to keep probably calling it Kickstarter, you will get your choice of a monster sticker. And so all you have to do is follow along, and then once you finish backing during the pledge collection part of it, and like shipping fulfillment, will ask you which monster sticker you want, as well as if you back in the first 48 hours, you can get a little postcard with all of the quick rules on it. That's the same size as the book, and so you can just tuck it in your book when you're not playing and pull it out. So it's an extra resource to have at the table. So it's like a front and back postcard. And then, as I've already talked about, Omer Shapira is doing their own backer kit during Zinetopia, and we decided to do a cross collaboration. And so, you know, those like things that you find in the back of like comic books, like puzzles and stuff like that. So we're doing like IKEA vibe themed 8-page little puzzle thing. So if you back both Raspberry Juice and the Fang Dungeon Bestiary, you'll get that as a digital add-on for backing both of us. So anyways, check that out. you can go onto BackerKit, or you can go to funwithfang.com. That should send you here, funwithfang.com. Check it out. And that's going to be starting on February the 2nd. So hopefully you find some stuff that you want to bring some monsters to your game, and it's going to be basically a Fang dungeon monster manual. So that's a lot. I guess I'll just close up saying, where am I here? Just close up saying, appreciate so much everybody's participation. I know I've kind of kicked around the idea of doing another jam in the upcoming months, and it probably will be themed for monsters. So I think the adventure, like maybe I shot too high out of the gate, but anyways, I'm very happy with the adventures that were created. And but I think we might do something like a monster jam over the summer. So if you want to design your own monsters and like kind of children book illustration monsters, just all you have to do is one monster, and that'll be it. That'll be your entry. So I think we're going to be doing something like that. Stay tuned for more details. But anyways, if you want to learn more, go to daikugames.com/Fang. You can download a free version of the game there. You can go to funwithfang.com, and that'll send you to the backer kit. And I guess if you have any questions, just reach out. I'm on social media at Daiku Games or Fun with Fang on a lot of different platforms, and just say hi. So with that said, congratulations to all the winners. And thank you to all the people that submitted an adventure. And there's a lot of tough calls, but anyways, we very much appreciate it here. So have a good rest of your night, and hopefully you'll get out there and play a little bit of Fang and share the good word for me. So, okay, talk to you later, and I will see you in the near future.
Pettersson var ute och roade sig en kväll. På morgonen han vandrade hem och var så glad och snäll. Men porten den var stängd så han kom inte in. Han kastade grus på fönstret och blev högt bristen. Rackare, trummel, rummelbott och nöt. Hon skrek och hennes mörka ögon himska blixtar sköt. Tänderna lyste, hon var i svår extas. Han måste se på en järje genom största glas.